Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm having a great day. Gotta admit though, it's been a rough couple of weeks. I got sick for like a week. And then my air conditioning went out, and my office was basically an oven for like 5 days until that was fixed. But I've marked out a thing just a little bit north of our base. And this is going to be our project for this episode, and it's going to be a big one. This is going to be a mob farm, and this is going to be a hole that is dug basically all the way to bedrock. And then on top of that, I need to finish lighting up the caves. It's mostly done because this is actually pretty much directly above our mines and a lot of the places where we've done caving and stuff. So there's actually a lot of this that underground that's already been properly lit up. So that part won't be too bad. There's still a couple spots that I can see when I look down there with my camera account, which is kind of one of the accepted uses for camera accounts on Hermitcraft. Like basically, camera accounts, we use them for a couple of things. We use them to make sure that for time lapses and stuff, we can get good angles, good images for thumbnails, stuff like that. And then the other thing is it's kind of accepted that we can use them when we're planning out a build to see what, to make sure that the underground is clear, lighting up caves, stuff like that. That's kind of an accepted use. So anyway, I've seen with my camera account that there's still some caves down there to light up, but it's really not too bad. There's a little bit, but that part shouldn't be too bad. But we do need to light up all the ground within a 120 block radius of this as well to prevent other mobs from spawning. Because if we don't, it's not going to work very well. Basically, you need to prevent mobs from spawning within 120 blocks of this thing so that things can work. So I'm going to jump over into my creative world real quick and just kind of show, well, actually no, I'll show you that. I'll show you the redstoney bits later. This farm is designed by Nembon MC, and actually he designed it for my Kingdoms single-player world long ago, and it works amazingly well. But what I'm doing here is I'm quadrupling it. And in fact, I think this is actually very similar to a farm that Tango made, maybe in season 5? Season 6? I don't know. One of Tango's mob farms. It's very similar to that. It's basically going to be 4 platforms with a dispenser in the middle that spits out water, and then there will be layers upon layers upon layers of this. It's going to be basically for all mobs except for Enderman. It will not do Enderman. So yeah, that's basically the plan. But the first thing I need to do is basically dig this all the way down to pretty far. It's got to go down a ways. So I grossly underestimated the amount of time that was going to take. It's now 4 days later, but the hole has been dug and everything has been lit up. We're here on my camera account. You can see if we go underground, pretty much everything is lit up underground within roughly a 120 block radius of the farm. Sometimes a little bit more than that, but either way. And then all the ground above ground is torched up as well with torch spam everywhere. And I know there's going to be some people who are like, well, why didn't you just make it out in the ocean? Or why didn't you make a giant hole in the ground all the way to bedrock and stuff like that? But the thing is, I want it to be fairly close to my base, so I don't want this giant, ugly hole in the ground. And over time, the base is going to kind of expand north in this direction. And I want this to be here so that essentially whenever I'm near my base, it's, generating resources for us. So, yeah, there we go. Honestly, that's probably the hardest and most time-consuming part of this. Knock on wood, famous last words. But it's finally done. We've got all the lighting done. We've got the hole dug. Now I just need to actually build the functional portions of the farm itself, the platforms and the redstone and all that kind of stuff. I may have to tweak this drop chute. I'm not sure if this will work for spiders or if I'm going to have to widen it I may have to widen it a little bit, but if I do, that's okay. This is going to drop down far enough, all the way down to here. And then from this level, we'll take the drops and, send them into a sorting system and stuff. But anyway, as I said, hard part, or at least not necessarily the hard part, the time-consuming part is done. Now it's just a matter of building the actual farm. All right, guys, another little progress update for you. So I did decide to go ahead and make the drop chute 5x5, just because spiders, I don't want them to climb on the wall, so this lets us kind of bring the water out to an overhang, so they should fall straight down here. And then I did also get, which way is south? South is this way. I did also get our collection system in place. You can see it going away. I'm not going to show this to you right now. We're actually going to jump into a creative testing world so I can show it to you there, because I had to wall everything off. So let's jump over there real quick, and I'll just show you basically what the system looks like. It's this. So you've got the collection area over here, and then there are walls like so, covering up all these extra hoppers. So this is the drop chute, this 5x5, and then they feed into dispensers here with an automatic detector and dispenser system, where basically it will find out if there's something in this dropper. If so, this will happen, and it will spit it out until everything is, dispensed. And then it goes into water streams, which will lead ultimately to a water elevator, a bubble vader. So I have the collection system done. I don't have the sorting system for once the items actually get up the bubble vader and into their, final chests and stuff. I don't have that sorting part done yet, but that's probably going to be one of the last things that I'll do. So now the next step is to build all of the platforms and wire those up for, the actual mob spawning. So that's next, and hopefully that will be pretty straightforward. All right, all the platforms are done. They are all a radius of 7, so dispenser in the middle, 7 out in every direction like this, and there are 6 platforms per column. So this is a total of 24 platforms. Each of them has a dispenser with a water bucket and an observer. So the idea is you trigger the top one with a redstone signal, and it will basically create like a chain reaction that will swap the water on each of the platforms. So mobs will have a chance to spawn, and then when the redstone triggers, they'll get pushed off by the water streams. Pretty straightforward stuff. So what I need to do now is fill in this layer right here and actually wire up the redstone, and then the farm should be operational because there's no light sources or anything like that in here. Once it's closed off, it should be dark enough that stuff will start spawning right away, and we'll start seeing drops. So let me get this all wired up. Let me get this all filled in. I'm probably going to just fill it in with cobble and then put the redstone on top of it. So we'll do that, and then I'll be back. I am pleased to announce that we now have a fully operational and functional mob farm. It's working. It's working. So the redstone is very, very simple. Super simple. Each of these lamps is right above one of the columns of platforms. So there's one here, here, and here. And basically it all runs off of this repeater clock. So pretty straightforward. I do want to run it off of a lever so that I can turn it on and turn it off. And ultimately, I want an AFK platform kind of built directly above this. Probably like this is the very center of the farm, marked out with this block. So straight up in the air, I want to build like a tower or something, which will have this lever. That will run a redstone line to a lever up there to control the farm and be able to turn it on and off. And you can hear it's working. It's doing things. So I'd say the farm has probably been operational for, I don't know, I let it run for maybe half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Oh, there's monsters nearby. Of course there are, because I'm literally on top of the farm where there's the platform. Let's take a sleep over here. Okay, anyway, So I let it run for probably half an hour, 45 minutes. Also, I did wire up the collection system with a fairly simple sorting system. So we've got several chests. We have bones, gunpowder, string, arrows, zombie flesh. One of these is... haha. I accidentally put my item filters in there. Oops. That's okay. And then this is just a everything left over chest. So it'll be for all the witch drops, any random other stuff that ends up in there, and then anything that doesn't get sorted because it's going through the system too fast for the hoppers to pick it up. So basically, the farm is now working. It's totally functional. It's working totally fine. It's getting lots and lots of drops. It's working well. However, it's an eyesore. It's really, really ugly. And I'm outside of sight of my base, barely, but we can't just have this big, ugly blob thing here. Like, this looks awful. So I think what I want to do is I want to take some carpet this area here every couple of blocks so that we can't get any spiders spawning in this layer, and then cover this whole thing. We'll just basically take the grass and bring it back over, cover this whole thing so it's all buried underground. And then I want to build an Afk Tower, like right here, going up into the sky. And then we'll probably build some sort of a structure around this as well. I don't know yet if I want it to be a separate structure from the tower, from the Afk point, or if I want it to all be one big structure. I'm kind of leaning towards a separate one since this is kind of far away from the other one. Although, honestly, I would like this to be bigger. I want more chests than just 3 per layer or whatever. I want to have quite a few chests. And honestly, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get this sorting system bigger as well. So that, yeah, I think that's a good idea. So anyway, that's kind of the plan. Let me get to it. Well, my friends, it is a bit later, and we've got a tower built here. We've got the grass and stuff, all the terrain all filled in and looking okay, and we've got kind of a collection area over here all done. So at this point, the farm is done. I still want to add a little bit more detail to the tower, and especially to this building. But all in all, everything is functional. For the roof on this, we made use of some of the new crimson wood slabs, because we need this to be, or actually I think it's stairs. Did we use stairs or slabs? I forget. We use stairs because I need this roof to be entirely spawn-proof, and the new crimson wood works with our purple terracotta roof, which is fantastic. Part of the reason I actually chose the the purple terracotta as part of our block palette when I was planning everything out. But here's our collection area. We've got essentially 8 chests for all the various types of drops. And I let the farm run for a couple of hours, and it's okay. The thing is, when you're on a server and there are other people online, it really hurts the efficiency of this farm, or any sort of mob farm like this, because essentially, rather than having mobs spawning in your farm like you want, they spawn where all the other hermits are. So it really slows down the farm, but I'm pretty confident that if I could be online by myself for a little while and let this thing run, it would be pretty awesome, and we would fill up these chests, you know, fairly quickly. So all in all, it's going pretty well. It's good. I think the farm is at least finished enough that I'm happy with it. It's functional. It looks okay. Oh, I can't rest here because we're literally right on top of the farm. Of course. I'm like, why am I not sleeping? It's definitely night. There we go. So yeah, that's basically the farm. It's good. It's done. Now we get to go do some other stuff. So this is really cool, guys. ZF has made a little mini golf course over kind of by his base. And it's pretty awesome. Basically, you have golf balls, which are armor stands with a block on them. You get a knockback 1 and knockback 2 sword, and you use those to essentially smack the balls and try and get them through the course. The light green is packed ice underneath, the dark green is not packed ice, and the yellow, I believe, is honey. So it's pretty cool. I really like this idea. I think it's kind of a fun little mini game. We're gonna play the course and see how it goes. All right, our ball is ready to go. This course is set up for multiple players. So when you're playing it by yourself, you have to smack this button a few times to get the ball in place. So there's gonna be cuts between every hole, just so you guys are aware. But we basically just need to get the ball in the hole, and I think this is a par 2. So let's just give it a good smack. That seems all right. And in it goes. Nice and easy. Easy little first hole to get warmed up. I like it. All right, here is the next hole. It is again a par. Oh, this is a par 3. Basically, you have to smack it down the hill. Pretty straightforward. For those, I should probably mention, for anyone who doesn't play golf, par is like the target score, and you want to be under par if possible. So if it's par 3, that means that like 3 is an average score. You want to get it in 3 hits or less, and you want to be under that if possible. So I think we're just going to give this thing a good smack. Just give it one of those. That'll get us down to about here, and then I think maybe we can just chip it in. Yep, there we go. Nice. 2 hits. Now we're getting into the trickier holes, it looks like. This one is a par 4, the Volcano. And there's like a little water hole over here that I think if you end up in there, it starts you back at the beginning. And you kind of got to get it around and into the hole this way. So this is going to be a little bit trickier. What was this, 4? Yeah, par 4. So I think what we want to do, we definitely don't want to aim towards the hole. I think we want to try and get it along here and make sure, if possible, that we don't drop it down a level, because using the swords, it's really hard to get the balls to go up in elevation. So we got to be a little sneaky here, but I think if we give it a good, I used the wrong iron. I meant to be using one. Oh no. It's fine. Do that. Do one of those. And then here, give it a good smack. And in. Oh no! In. Okay, well, we tried. So, that was what, 5? We had 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was 5. I'll take it. So I watched that footage back because I wasn't 100% sure. It was 6 on the last hole, not 5. So we were at 6 strokes, not 5. But that's fine. That's why I checked the footage. This one is a par 5, and basically you gotta kind of get it across the barrels. This is actually going to be kind of a tricky one as well. So I think what we want to do is give it a good smack. And then we want to give it another good, right about there. There we go. And then give it one more. Actually, can we get a running? Like so? And that wasn't much of a running smack, but it's fine. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3. So let's go right there. And it's in. We did it in 4. I was not expecting that last one to go in, but I will absolutely take it. All right, next hole. It is a par 3, the crevice. Cut through the water cave or stick to the crevice. You decide. So basically, this hole, there's like a ladder right here. There's like a little water stream right here that will pop the ball out right next to the hole where it can be easily smacked in. Or you can go down this way and around. I do kind of feel like this one should be a par 4, not a par 3. But that's just me. And I think what we want to do is go through the cave. So I think we want to put the ball here and then try and smack it down and through the water. That's like my plan. So let's go. Let's see. We're on ice. We want it to land like right about here. So I think if we give it a good smack, like right about there. No, it fell all the way down. Oh, rip. Too hard. I smacked it too hard. Okay. There we go. That's 3. And 4, 5. That didn't go according to plan. I was trying to put, if it had landed, honestly, if it had stopped right at the edge of this, we probably would have got that in 3. Because the second hit would have knocked it into the water. The water would have carried it down to here, and then, yeah. So maybe a par 3 is fair for this one. I don't know. Either way, we got that one in 5. On to hole 6. The climb. Get through the doors in time, and do you go to the left side or the right side? Par 4. So basically, it's got to pop over here. And then you got to smack the button and knock it in so that it goes up the water stream and the hole is up at the top there. This one's going to be a little challenging as well, I think. Let's make sure we're standing here on the edge. Give that a good whack. Give it another good whack. That's 3. Or no, that's 2. There we go. That seems like it's pretty doable. Wow, that's quick. Okay. I see. I misunderstood it. All right. It's fine. So you got to do this and time it just right. There we go. I did not realize that the door doesn't open and shut repeatedly. I thought it would open for a little while after you press the button, but I suppose that would be a little too easy. So I guess this makes sense. How do I get over here? Come on. You know what? we'll just do one of these. There we go. Come on. All right, so we have landed right here. And now we're on ice, actually, which is not great. Because it means no matter where I hit it, it's going to go too far. So let's just try and give it one of those. And in? Still not in. There we go. Ow. That was a rough one. I'm going to have to check the footage to see how many strokes that was. So if I counted that last hole correctly, it was 8. 8 strokes on that last hole. This is a rough one. This one's tough. It would be much better if we had known that the door was good and that we should smack it up the left side of the chute. So we'll know that for next time. But anyway, this one is a par 6. It's called the cave drop. Maybe you don't have to hit every shelf on the way down. Par 6. So, yeah. It's a bunch of holes, basically, is what I'm seeing. So I guess we just go for it and see what happens. So let's go 1. 2. 3. Excuse me? 4, 5. 6. I believe that this first one should have gone in. But whatever. We got it in 6 on the dot. I felt like we should have gotten that in 4. But, you know, these things happen. All right. Hole 8. 2 holes left, including this one. Par 4, the stepper. Timing and precision are key to a good score. So over here, there's like a little doohickey. Let's see what this does before we start the hole. Ah, I see. Okay, so you gotta get the ball onto this, and then smack it to over here, and then in the hole. Okay, I got it. And this was what, a 4? I think? Par 4. So basically, realistically, if you want to do this in 4, you got to get it onto the spruce right here on the first hit, I think. So let's give this a try. We'll give it a good smack right there. That looks good. That looks really good. Then I'm going to stand right here. Activate this. Smack it over. And then we're going to wait till this is done to make sure we have enough. Actually, no, it's easier to just not activate it again. So that was 1, 2. So if we can line this up just right. We're not on ice. So we want to go there. That's 3. Please go in. Curse you. 5. We did it in 5. Okay, for the last hole, it's a par 1, the fall. Can you get a hole in 1 on the final hole? And it's got to end up down there. And the problem is I don't know how far of a distance is that. Like, I feel like it's probably a short one. And we just do one of those? No, not even close. It was definitely supposed to be a long one. All right, that's fine. So, give it a good smack right there. We're on 2. And then this will go. I just need to line up properly. There we go. And 4. But at least we made it in without getting into the water. Could have been worse. Well, if I've done all of my math and stuff correctly, here's our final tally. We hit 42 as a total score, with these as all of our scores for each hole. Looking at everything else, ZF, who created it, his best score was 36. Joe got 63. Cub, who made a golf course last season, got 56. And we're at 42. So honestly, that seems pretty good for a first game. I'm pleasantly surprised. We did all right. We'll probably come back. I think Zed said maybe he was going to have like some sort of a tournament or something at some point, which could be kind of fun. But I don't know. It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to sign it. We definitely don't want to sign it. We'll just put it back here. But there we go. Total 42. Not bad for a first attempt. I'll take it. And with that, my friends, I think we are going to call it an episode. This one has taken considerably longer than I thought it was going to. And I think we are long overdue to get a Hermitcraft episode out to you. Partly because, as I said earlier in the episode, I had some IRL stuff that kind of got in the way. I got sick, etc. But also because this was just a really big project. I grossly underestimated how much time I was going to spend digging holes and lighting up caves and stuff like that. So either way, it's all done now. We have a working mob farm. We had a little fun with Minigolf. And I think that's a good place to call it. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.